chemical that will help it to feel good. My body releases things like endorphins, a hormone that reduces stress and relieves pain. And before you know it, just like that, I am already feeling so much more healthy and optimistic. And in case you forgot, there was no medicinal or therapeutic intervention involved. All that happened was that I had a belief. That's all. I know, at this point, you're thinking, okay, placebos, cognitive illusions, I've heard of it all. But I'm going to give you one last psychological example that you might not have heard of. And this is the example of biofeedback. Now, biofeedback is this incredible intervention that psychology and medicine have constructed. Let's say that we have a patient, maybe someone in this room, who is experiencing a high heart rate. Their heart is going far too fast. That's dangerous. They want to lower that heart rate as much as possible, and they want to have it be an effective and quick treatment. The healthcare provider, in this case, can attach a couple of sensors and electrodes to the patient and hook those sensors and electrodes up to a device. The device will emit noises or lights or show a number on the screen that corresponds to the person's actual heart rate. So all this person is getting is some feedback about how their heart is doing. I actually did this exercise right before my speech with an individual who is also a speaker today. Because, people get anxious, even the best of us, and we need something to calm us down. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a second. But what happens next is something that the machine does not control at all. The patient is fully in control of their heart rate. They watch the screen, the numbers, the flashing lights, or they listen to the noise, the sound of their heart rate. And just by watching or listening and concentrating, they lower it. And it works. There is nothing that the machine is doing but just giving them feedback about their heart rate. Without even knowing it, the patient, listening to their real-time feedback, starts to relax their muscles. They start to control their breathing. And moreover, sometimes they even think positive or grounding thoughts. Again, in case you missed it, the machine has done absolutely nothing, but the patient's heart rate is lowered. The implications for this are astounding. Biofeedback can apply to lowering your temperature, or raising it, if you like. It also applies to your blood pressure, to headaches and migraines that you might have, and even to your brain activity. Just by concentrating on the real-time feedback that your body is sending out, you can actually change your physical health. Again, your body starts to match your expectations. If that's not an example of mind over matter, I'm not sure what else is. Because the truth is, all of these examples show how powerful your mind is at controlling you and your reality. It doesn't just change how you see the world. It changes the physiological reality of your body. That is incredible. When someone tells you, don't worry about it, it's all in your head, just relax, chill out, that phrase now has so much more meaning. It is all in your head. And that's the beauty of the concept of mind over matter. This puts the power back in the hands of the individual. But I know, at the same time, that you're wondering why this matters. You're asking yourself, why does it matter that I have a little bit of control over my head? Or over my body, for that matter? Why does it matter when there are so many more serious issues in the world that we find hard to address? In this life, we are in control of so little. At times, I despair about the things that I cannot control. I think about things like international politics, like violence, inequality, just to name a few. And when I start thinking about those things, even things like climate change, it is easy to lose hope. But the question of why does it matter can be answered basically within the very foundations that we've just talked about.